All right.
Someday.
So, Joe's going to hate this.
Yay!
But what's a podcast without a speech from our commander-in-chief? The one that should be supporting our Constitution was giving another speech. I forget what the exact speech was, but it was in front of a bunch of mayors.
Mm-hmm.
So people of government, right? And God, again, obviously he went through this whole thing, and I've tried to watch a lot of the speech, and it was difficult because he stumbles like normal Joe Biden does. As no surprise to you, Second Amendment in gun control was part of that. Very small part of it. But this is what he said in that speech, and if you kind of think about it, it should be kind of worrisome a little bit.
I also signed the first gun safety law in 30 years. And we're working with it to implement it, to coordinate these efforts and create the first ever White House. What we did, my staff came along and said, we need a White House office dedicated to getting guns off the street and threatening and treating the trauma from gun violence, because there's a lot of trauma as a consequence. So we're deploying teams to meet with communities that have been victimized to make sure they get the help they need. It's working because of you, the mayors. But we've got to do a lot more. Some of you may remember a woman named Dianne Feinstein and Joe Biden passed the first assault weapons ban back when I was a senator. And mass shootings actually went down. So I'm still committed to banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. We've done it before, and we can do it again. We have to pass universal background checks. It doesn't violate the Second Amendment, for God's sake. I used to teach the Constitution at the University of Pennsylvania. Look, folks, the situation is simple. When we passed the Second Amendment, guess what? You weren't allowed to have a cannon. No, I'm serious, not a joke. You weren't allowed to have there were certain limitations of what you could have. And I love my friends, and the southern part of my state is very conservative. The Delmarva Peninsula. We talk at you like y'all talk sometimes, you know what I mean? But all kidding aside, it's just kind of amazing. They think that you could have anything. That never was the case. There have always been limitations on what you could purchase. So anyway, look, and I love people who say, the blood of liberty, or the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. Well, guess what, man? I didn't see a whole lot of patriots that are out there walking around making sure that we have these weapons. Well, and if you really want to worry about the government, you need an F-16. You don't need an AR-15. No, I'm not. No, I'm serious when you think about it. I'm not joking, because that's one of the arguments made by right, that we need to be able to protect ourselves against the government. Well, look. If Jill were here, she said, Joe, hush up, boy.
Well, look. All right. First of all, that was hard to get through.
You can't get a cannon.
Yeah.
You can't have a cannon.
So,
He's
an old elderly guy that does not need to be a president.
Don't judge. I mean, you can't.
I mean, it looked like Jeff Dunham was controlling him as Walter.
But he's an older guy. Like,
exactly.
You don't judge him on that.
He should not be running our country because
he should shut his mouth and sit down.
So, when he mentioned that you could not own a cannon back then.
Yeah, you could.
You could. This was actually fact checked. There was nothing saying that you could not own a cannon back then, because the federal government did not come into gun control until the early 20th century. So, you could, at one time, own a cannon.
Do you think he meant, like, they won't let you? Like,
no.
If they see you running with a cannon, they're going to stop you?
Has he not seen Sweet Home Alabama?
Okay.
Or they're shooting the stuff out of the cannon in the backyard?
Oh, you can totally own a cannon now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not illegal to own a freaking cannon. At all. It's not.
Can you get me a cannon?
We can make one.
You know how they're expensive and then super heavy.
But roll it up the hill.
And you know what you can also get a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
I mean, those are they're super expensive,
I don't
but
know what that is.
It's
the
It was on the
Oh,
wheels
that you
of the
do
stand.
this?
Yeah. And it has like.
Why would I need that?
That
There
was
aren't that many deer in my backyard.
but you could own that.
Yeah.
And this has not been the first time that he says, "Oh, it's the Second Amendment's to protect you against a tyrannical government," and he brings up, "You need an F-16 to take on the government." This is not the first time he said that.
No.
But
He said F-16?
yeah,
Like the airplane?
yeah. He said in order.
He just said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
What
kind of
do you
hard.
think he meant AR?
No.
No, he said F-16 in this one, and before it was like F-15.
Yeah, same thing.
But can we own an F-16?
I'm sure if you have enough money, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But his thing is that, like, our argument is, the Second Amendment was written to protect us from a tyrannical government and overtake it if needed. And he's like, his thought is, we don't need AR-15s because in order to take over a government, which is tyrannical, which our government is now, you need an F-16.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So
Yeah.
can I have an F-16?
Well, you'd
then,
need
Joe?
a few of them, probably.
But it kind of look at the small thing here is everybody in that room was some sort of government leader. They all laughed like, haha, yeah, you do, you idiots.
Yeah.
It's like, is that a little bit worrisome? Like
the weapons that are available to us still can't protect us?
Technically.
the ones that are meant to protect us, even AR-15 is protected under the Second Amendment. It is not a weapon of war. The ones that we own, they're civilian versions, which he doesn't get, and all those people on that side don't get. But I guess I shouldn't say we. It's been proven on a certain date that you don't need AR-15s.
You don't need any weapons.
God, I'm getting the hell out of here.
I'm just saying. But
And technically, when you take that
You're
oath,
going to end up on the news, man.
oh no, there's way worse people out there than us.
technically, if you take that oath, you're supposed to support and defend the Constitution
And
against
that is-
all enemies, foreign and
And
domestic.
did
So
he
if you're
not say he taught the Constitution and he doesn't know what the Second Amendment
Yeah.
actually means?
he also
He's
said
saying
he was
that he's saying that the weapons that are available to you now can't overthrow
Overthrow
the government anyways. So why do you need them? That's what he's saying.
I guarantee you can overthrow the government
I don't
pretty
know.
quickly.
I don't know.
All you need is 3 bad motherfuckers.
But why would you need to overthrow the government?
we don't.
We don't need
Why
to.
did we have to do it back in
Yeah.
1776?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was more of an argument on your certain date comment. Sorry.
Because
Yeah.
people knew it was BS.
No, they did it for. It was a political move, just like everything else. It
Oh,
was.
it is.
Yeah. it
That's
was a
why there's
political move.
camera crews there, and
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi was acting all scared.
Someone sniffed her seat. I heard.
Ugh.
No, like I'm not kidding. I'm trying to be gross.
disgusting.
I swear to God, somebody sniffed her seat. Sorry, can you delete
man.
that part?
I don't know how to edit. I'm sorry. Whatever's there is there. But this has not been the first time that he said this, and he doesn't get it. Like,
He also said he was in top.
No, I
top
think you're
class.
wrong. I think he gets it. I think everybody gets it. They're only speaking to how they're trying to.
take
Like,
away the AR-15s.
No, they're trying to keep their own power. That's what they're trying to do. They have this group of people that work with them, and they're trying to keep
Because they know.
the power in their group. So they're going to say whatever they need to say to keep that.
Is that not a tyrannical government right there?
I'm just saying that's what's happening. Like, I don't know if he believes any of this.
I don't think he believes anything that comes out of his mouth.
I don't know if maybe Trump, maybe it's the same thing. Maybe they don't believe anything they are even saying. It's just what's going to get me there.
well,
like,
a lot
are they
of-
just saying?
a lot
And
of
that's
the stuff that he says is written for him, and he's just reading the prompter.
Right, but this is just what scares me. Is like people believe this, people listen to them, and it's a 50-50.
Well, that's the problem,
I mean, it doesn't
too.
matter what you say. Half, you got liberals and you have conservatives, right? And liberals are listening to him going, "Oh my gosh, he's right." Conservatives are going, "He's crazy." They're just saying what they think they need to say in power. That's
To
what
an
it is.
extent.
He's going back to...
I don't mean to keep touching you. I'm so sorry. I got real emotional.
So he's been obviously a career politician, which should be illegal, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
should
agree
not,
with that.
It should not be. So he's going back to the initial gun ban of 94.
Shit almost spilled.
That was, and even before then,
Yeah.
gun crime went down, not because AR-15s were illegal or anything like that. There were other things involved. actual crime in general has gone down. If you listen to that whole speech, but
Maybe it's just because we're civilized.
they just don't want you to have an AR-15.
So this is all about ARs.
Yeah, because it looks scary.
Okay.
And in his words, you should not have a 100. What was that? 100?
100 rounds in one bullet.
Yeah, you shouldn't have 100 rounds in one bullet.
Well, it doesn't make any sense.
That does. I would love to have 100 rounds in one bullet.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Be like the golden gun in GoldenEye again.
No, but
Amazing game.
like, and it's not just Joe Biden. It's a lot of, even Obama was the same way, and they want to. Oh yeah, you can own a gun, but we're going to limit you to 8 rounds. They change it every year. It used to be 10, now it's down to 8. And semi-automatic, they want to ban all semi-automatic guns. So that's
Everything.
except for that lever gun and those revolvers that we saw. And even then, there were some restrictions that would outlaw those.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, AR-15s, AK-47s used to be the thing that they're coming after. Now, with a lot of the laws that have come through, they're
going after
literally coming after everything.
Yeah.
So they don't want us.
Are they just going to stop production, or are they going to try to collect them?
They're trying to stop everything.
So it always starts out with, and this goes to the states too, is some states have outlawed or banned ARs and stuff, like Illinois.
Yeah.
Banned them, and now they're trying to figure out how to do the confiscation.
Good luck.
Yes, they're realizing that we outlawed these guns, but people aren't complying and turning them in for some reason. Weird, right? So they're trying to find ways to go confiscate the guns, but realistically, as even a police officer that even thinks you shouldn't have those, are you really going to go and try and confiscate?
They'll be shitting their pants trying
Yes.
to go take a gun from anybody.
Especially in Illinois, like
Yeah.
Chicago.
Unless they're handing him a check.
And it better be worth a lot more money than what that gun was worth.
If you guys want to hear the rest of the conversation, go ahead and check out the full episode of the Workbench After Hours podcast number 103, or even click on the playlist to go through all the episodes that we have available. And go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when we come out with more episodes just like this.